hard. Some days I exhume the hatchet, pull the knife out of my back and set my sights on every bracket. They surrendered like Appomattox. It's a barracks-bound marathon, staring at the ashes. Is he a pariah or a paragon? I'm lurching onward, just me and the mountain, distilling my youth into a dried-up fountain. The sound of my blood pumping's louder than the killing floor. And if I burn a million bridges, bout to burn a million more. This is scorched earth, till the score's inert. No more when up and when we sleep in the dirt. This is a ballad for the savage deemed a part of the scourge. Cause I'm a crepuscular creature emerging straight from the curse. This is immersion and aversion of my record of events. Chemistry altered, memory falters, but this is as close as it gets. So what's the gist? All I'm saying is if I were you, I'd duck fast. Till my last, it's back to the bloodbath. Overtaking the land, fallible man with his destiny slipping out his hand. No more diligence, a constant vigilance, throwing caution to the wind. This the vigilante syllabus. Glass house where he trains for the shot put. Lash out, although everything is all good. A bridge troll working against his best interests. Nothing left to lose, cue the road to nowhere, Tempest. Berserker in a blind rage, battle axe slash, and a gash for you is one for me, but I can't stop the madness. Autopilot is the captain, I just follow orders. Assassin International, crossing lines and borders. Sort 'em out, don't need a judge or St. Peter. I'll call for rationality, except when I'm the lynch mob leader. It's bad theater, self-inflicted at the root, but implosions ain't conducive for reflections on the truth. It's just gotta burn out. Firefighters bench warming ain't wrong. My inferno turn to coals by morning. But I can stoke them, you can drag me to the mud. Y'all can wallow and I'll follow. I'm down to twist the knife for fun. I'll jump the gun, go ahead, spill my guts across the dock. But my anatomy on display is the kind that hosts the rot. Nothing to flaunt, this a portrait of ugliness. Inside's image from emotional punishment. Now the lion's overtaken the land, fallible man with his destiny slipping out his hand. No more diligence, a constant vigilance, throwing caution to the wind. This the vigilante syllabus. Glass house where he trains for the shot put. Lash out, although everything is all good. A bridge troll working against his best interests. Nothing left to lose, cue the road to nowhere, Tempest. Sober mouth, cull your hope, scope the loaded polar scout. Put him down, drank source like a peregrine. Ornithopter locks on and expose a skeleton. There it is, pair it with everything evil and laconic paraffin. Little bit of evil, get primeval, middleman officially emeritus. Take all the merit out of arrogance, dare to be the top model. Carriage carrying operations imperative. Complications emerged in a full-on resurgence. Reoccurrence stirred the urge to converge on my purpose. I wrote the dirge to accompany my hearse. Discordance folded in, I crept back into my coffin with my scolded skin. Kiss the listeners, viscous fish, nibble meniscus. Bliss would be to exist without a lick of this inner I'm getting my sea legs and training to keep them in working order. Despondent coma horror, filling the cracks of my armor with mortar. Now there's a razor between my teeth. What's beneath, I'll spit it in seconds so you can see. If the question isn't who, it's where or when. These claws will never retract again. No, they'll never retract again. Now there's a razor between my teeth. What's beneath, I spit it in seconds so you can see. If the question isn't who, it's where or when. These claws will never retract again. No, they'll never retract again. Return of the streaming mass kamikaze. Playing the game by rules, pre-Hammurabi. Not sloppy, but fast and loose. Castle rules, got 'em marching in twos. The who's who from the future of abuse. Teach 'em to tie a noose, I'll be the first in the exhibit. If it begins to descend to our diminished existence. Missing the point, mincing any minute. Enjoyed commencement at the obituary academy. Flattery thinking it's loin, sick of the void. He seems to scream with a persistence. It's really scary when you can't find any sign or omission. Not a lot of retention, brushing off a cause for attention. Living like a Panem invention, don't wanna be locked in detention. Hey, fearing the fight or fly, gearing up for the war any day and night. Die despite the strides of our time, covered an eye for an eye. Cause I'm eating bones for breakfast, way past my carrying preference. So left of the leftists, I may be a force to be reckoned with. Of his armor, system diagnostics, rooted out cancer at the tip of his proboscis. It's a fault line combined with one gifted in the shining. Got the mining town mentality, a cavernous cavity lining. All of the time he's been biting, ended up flying and slipping and sliding. Now he succumbs to it nightly, a feeling he's doing less living than dying. Asleep on his island, he ionizes to Dionysus. Blue on blue wine signify the spice in his diet. A poltergeist to the pious, an advocate for the devil. Go was heisted from Midas and then promptly embezzled. Loaded dice loud and clear, I received the tar pit message. Hey doc, outfit me with that Jarvik 7. Shit, it'll work better than what I got. Necrotic tissue wrapped around a chunk of igneous rock. Just a glorified clock ticking off precious seconds. Negative effects infect the vestige and reject excessive presence. It's obsessively incessant. Defective would be a compliment. The detective marked the Doppler Shift but wasn't conscious of the consequence. This eulogy is eponymous, and when it's upon us honest, the sigh of relief will speak to a belief I'm better off. It's a demon preaching from the coffin beyond. It's a fucking feeble notion, the spirit continues on. This muscle is the madness, there's no method I can track. I'm taken aback at the utter lack of awareness in its tact. A single crack in the mask to a shattered pain. These veins ain't full of blood, just a mix of maggots and shame. For once I'd like to play a vocal beneficial part. Hey doc, hook up that total artificial heart. Spent hiding from reality, which sunk in like an anchor exposed to Jupiter's gravity. Sadly ain't the first time, despite promises made. I've sent cables to the victim, sickened from my past displays. Vain of malaise, you know the root would hesitate to grab the blade. Hold the snake behind the head, usher it to the grave. So it rotates, goads you to locate a battalion of valiants, coax it out to joust for the domain. Oust the invader, the sea wasn't corrupt, but a single cell can multiply to fuck everything up. I'll make the cut, exact incision for excision's sake. And if my prey don't take the bait, I guess it's time to drain the lake. This ain't no catch and release, it's till I'm deceased. And no man's land from the seas to the streets, hey. Sheets of bloodied from a self-inflicted wound. Grab that poker out the fire, you know what you gotta do. It's like cauterize the wound. Ain't out of the weeds yet and won't be anytime soon. Cauterize the wound. If you his tune. Cauterize the wound. Ain't out of the weeds yet and won't be anytime soon. Cauterize the wound. If you learn your lesson, you could get about this too. Okay. Hold your breath, that's the smell of burning flesh. Put the bleeding seated to the treatment, sealing up your chest. Keep it moving, it's a quick fix, nothing too permanent. Just curb a nerve so we can get about these skirmishes. It's time to flourish, now the immolation's in the past. Flash flood, rising fast, erasing all the aftermath. Combat ready, but the CV reading empty. Clearly just a hothead with some hero worship in Vienna. Feeding frenzy, eating up in record-setting times. Chumming the water, oh what a public demise. Let the phoenix rise, so we'll ruminate till Ragnarok. A pattern of decline summarized in the scatter plot. Swim out the sinking ship, a state of view, the pressure grow. The only way is up, and you fight against the undertow. Thunder in the heaven storm pushes from the east. Keep your head above the water and you'll live to tame the beast. It's like cauterize the wound. Ain't out of the weeds yet and won't be anytime soon. Cauterize the wound. If you learn your lesson, you could get about this tune. Cauterize the wound. Ain't out of the weeds yet and won't be anytime soon. Cauterize the wound. If you learn your lesson, you could get about this too. Okay. Attempts to de-stress, he said, she said, a lot of bullshit, pay no attention to the lies of the cobra. Eyes be soaking, minds be skulking, time for the skies and the wise what they quoting. I'm not a member of any group recruiting, never assimilating, facing the music, only reduced to a fuse for a fuel, the result that's only fuel is bragging rights to school kids, and the crowd goes boo hiss. If you got a Molotov, baby, let's do this. No time for the foolish, the crime's turning ruthless. He tires at nights where his mind replies, who this? Man, that break-in point, it ain't far off. Me and suicide were just star-crossed. Miss each other, kiss another while we bar hop. See me start to drop the rudder for a count, hard stop. Horror frost settles on a fertile green field. For the graves, go back to enjoying the meal. It's a universal sermon, no permanence to a war that can live by the pen and still die by the sword. I'm afraid of the day I awake with a bad taste and no escape. I'm amazed by the ways I relate to the trap wraiths and the graves. I'm ashamed to admit when I look back a bit and trip. But at the time flies 3 strikes in. On occasion I decide that these are the highlights. These are the highlights. When hell became heaven, severed the connection and measured to the question. Left the veteran settling in her deathbed. Last breath, the canary in a coal mine. T-0, the finale of the timeline. Divide in the season, hope to break even. The size of the fight now lacks any meaning. All the facts remain secret, seized by the Cretans, kept under lock and key frequently. The sequences change on our scenery. We're dreaming achievement and machinery. An absence of greenery's all to the outcome. Bathed in some mouse from miles till the cows come home to roost. Flown the coop, another millennium. We're reduced to primordial soup. Around 2 with a transforming lyrical root. Like the zoo got loose and there's nothing to do. But now we dip up with the full moon, wait and that's alright. Guess we'll be tossing and turning in his grave all night. Maybe I lost sight, cyclically cynical. Frozen as frostbite in a biblical ritual. It's habitual but instrumental to rid the system of the venomous symbolism for the vision. So pay the penance, put an end to the digits. We hit a limit, walk a demon, time to kill it. Now I'm alive like the midnight oil. Sometimes I vibe to the sirens' voices. If the end is nigh, the vital signs will bunny hop until they decline. We'll flatline, set aside any feelings of remorse. We let it blind navigators at a dangerous course. I'm afraid of the day I awake with a bad taste and no escape. I'm amazed by the ways I relate to the trap wraiths and the graves. I'm ashamed to admit when I look like a bit and trip. But at the time flies 3 strikes in. On occasion I decide that these are the highlights. These are the highlights. from the first step, from the first breath, it was toothless. Bark of a warhead, bite like a flu shot. Stacking claiming sets, rocking jellies and culottes. The tune's off, in case Vesuvius and ice. But keep an eye on it in stasis, man, cause evil never dies. It took a piece of me. I went reciprocated, but the faces never faded from my mind. They're every day, it's not a game I'm fucking playing. And the days if I don't cage it, and a hate if I embrace it. Patient zero for the plague, it's something different. A little fresh hell that won't diminish. So if I'm not on the firing squad, I'm sure as hell complicit. Cut the line, watch it sink among the waves. Demons screeching for a helping hand, but we all know it's bait. This is illumination, and I hope it stays ablaze. I turn the circle to a virtue so y'all can learn from my mistakes. Hey.
Now, once upon a time, some man wrote this piece of clay with instructions on for how to get rid of a particularly nasty demon.
In a world devoid of light, without a compass, a guppy floating in the open ocean, truly lawless, flaunting all his garbage. Need a muzzle and a sedative, transport the heathen and synthesize the medicine. Step one, need an ego death stat. This dude cutting off his nose cause he think he all that. Fall back, let the knife sink in, release the beast that takes control when he's clawing out your skin. No longer pin up in a pin, it's a real weight lifted. You die for your own sins when that sense of self is shifted. So I inflicted all the necessary cuts, removed the tumor that was blooming in the garden of rust. Step two, the architect is crucial. If the vines are gonna climb, the trellis gotta be suitable. You know the patterns and the plots that lay fallow, as well as the habits that brought you through to the gallows. Let's get to getting, the time is ticking. You tended to stick around the thickets, but these soils rate the ticket. Just a glimpse of something in the distance, just a mention of the mystery by the mystics. Hey, cut the restrictions, explore your full range, begin a dialogue with nature, benefit from the exchange. There are multitudes contained within each of Earth's features, the rocks and the dirt, as much as the creatures. You are no different, a single moment doesn't make the man. Practice resurrection if the day don't go to plan, and in that instance, be the end goal, not the detonation. Life's about the journey and the final destination. Now, most days, I entomb the hatchet, prioritize my passion for this life that's everlasting. This is Capsize in action. If the truth be told, I'm getting too old for this shit, so let the routine go.